Oh yeah, I don't really do a lot of videos, to be fair, I'm just too busy. But what I'd like to say is, well, it may mean a lot to other people, it may not. But one day in your life, you'll meet the one person who is like any other on the planet. You don't know why, just is. That's the way it is. You can talk to this person for hours, never get bored. But they're always willing to listen to you, and they will never judge you. You can tell them anything you want, and they still don't judge you. You can waffle on for hours, and they still won't judge you. And do you know who this person is? The one true soulmate that you need to realise is the one that you love. That person is willing to listen to everything you say, not going to judge you, and actually care about what you say. Now, they're the special people. Now, I'm quite lucky, I have my wife. Years ago, I gave up. My first relationship was really, really rough, and it was really hard. I had a daughter with her. She turned one vicious woman, and my daughter suffered as a result of it. But it took me a long time to get my daughter back, very, very long time, and I'm so proud of her, the way to the woman she's become now, and I love her to bits. She's she's proved everybody wrong. She's done university, passed it. She's now doing her master's course. When everyone in the family, who are not very nice people, didn't want to know, said she'll never make it. Why? Because she suffered abuse from a long time ago. Anyway, I moved on, and I met someone else. Unfortunately, that didn't work due to immigration matters. I won't go into detail, but it was very nasty with immigration. The system was very screwed up in the UK, and it hurt, very, very hurt. So I just didn't want no women anymore. I gave up. I didn't want to be hurt anymore, so my focus went on to my daughter and when she came back into my care. But my cheeky daughter decided to take a photo of me and throw me on a dating website because she knew I was sad. But I just didn't want to get hurt. So she put me on the dating website, and the rest, should we say, is now history. I've got a beautiful wife, three beautiful daughters, um, and she's my soulmate. And her name's Abigail. She doesn't like being called Abigail. She rather be called something else, but I won't say what. And she truly is my soulmate, and she is mine. She was looking for the same thing I was looking for. Someone who loved me for me. My wife has some health conditions, and so do I. But my one recently developed over a period of 3 years. And I'm on the mends, shall we say, but it's going to be a while yet till I fully recover. And so fingers crossed, everything's going to be fine, because I want to see my kids grow up and be there with my wife until, if live as long as we can, 70 and beyond if we can. Just so we can see our kids grow up so we know they're safe. But to all the men, all the people, I've seen all the videos on TikTok, and a lot of women out there who are looking for Mr. Right. We are there. The nicest men, we are there. It's just 9 times out of 10, we're right in front of you, and you have no idea. We're the ones who don't backtrack you, we're the ones who listen to you, we're the ones who always go the extra mile for you. But 9 times out of 10, we're scared if we say something that you don't feel the same way, and it will destroy that friendship. Other times, we rather just wait until you realise that you like them and you approach. Because some men are a bit intimidated by approaching women. Other men don't care and just approach and be very direct. With me, after all the experiences and everything I've gone through, I went from a very, very shy man, very quiet person. I cook, I clean, I do everything a man does. And, well, I turned from a shy guy to, I'll just tell you direct, I'm now in my 40s, and I've got to the stage where I don't give a shit anymore. My attitude has changed. I'm still nice and polite, don't get me wrong. My wife keeps me in check on that one. If I get out of line, I'll get my ass kicked. To be fair, us men do have to be put in their place. Now, my wife puts me in my place. Because she knows deep down I'm a good person, just been through, made a few bad decisions, and suffered for it as a result. Now, my wife has taken on a lot of baggage that I had, and we worked through it. Don't get me wrong, throughout the 10 years we've been married, we nearly broke up. Once. We had a really big row. And we both were crying. Both were crying our eyes out. Ever since then, we haven't. Now, my wife, she takes care of the kids, where I work. My wife would like to go back to work. I've got no problems with that. I'd love to go back to work. But we both decided when our youngest is old enough to go to school, and we can work around it, whereas we take it in turns. 50-50. Like, I do long days at work. I do 12-hour days. But when I get home, I'll take care of the kids, and my wife can relax. That's how we work, 50-50. But at the moment, where my wife is, and where my kids are, they're abroad. My kids go private school. I'm working really hard where I am in the UK. And I've not seen my wife and kids for 3 years. Now, that's caused me a lot of health issues, should we say. I've got depression, got really bad anxiety, got diabetes type 2, which is a new one, which is developed because I am way overweight. I'm obese. I went from an XL to a 5XL within 3 years because I've been eating the wrong foods. I've not been looking after myself. I've been working myself to death and not giving time for myself. Now, that's no one else's fault. That's mine. That was my decision. I made it, and I've screwed up pretty bad. Is it fixable? Yes. Am I struggling to fix it? Yes, because I've got a flesh-eating bug on my right leg, which the bug is now being taken away by antibiotics, but it's caused me an injury. So now I've got to go for a scan on my leg to see what compression sock they're going to put on my leg for my blood circulation, how my blood circulation working in my body. Because my right leg's not pumping back like it should do back to my heart. It's still working, but it's not running 100%, which is obviously worrying. So I'm dealing with that. I'm just thinking positive, but there is days where it's taking a lot out of me. Don't get me wrong. There's days where I cry. I could be walking on the street, and I just can't resist it. I just cry. Like seeing people taking the kids to school and doing the little things with the kids, like giving the wife kisses and cuddles. It hurts because that I can't do. I can talk to my kids through Facebook Messenger, don't get me wrong, but it's not the same. But I'm going out in January to see them, so I'm looking forward to that. I was supposed to go beginning or middle of this year, but I couldn't go because this year I've been nothing but medical. This has been the worst year in my whole entire life. I've had to cancel a lot of plans. I've had to change the way I do things because I let myself go, and I refused. I chose to ignore the depression. I knew something was wrong. My daughter, who suffers from depression and anxiety, she was telling me that I have depression. I didn't want to know, so I saw the GP finally, got some help, but they wanted me to take tablets, and I have refused because I said no, because the tablets are just going to make me worse. But they could do the opposite, but I said in my head I'm strong. I know what's right, what's wrong, what I've done, and what's caused it. And I know I need to snap out of it. So I'd rather not take the tablets. I'd rather just work along with it and get myself back to myself. Now, I do long hours at work, which I have decided to cut down on. And the doctors recommended it seriously cut down on because my health isn't too good. I need to calm down a bit. So I'm not getting any younger, I'm getting older. So that's me. I'm Paul. Sorry for waffling on for too long. I don't really get a chance to talk. I don't really talk to a lot of people about my personal business. If you want to judge it, judge it. Personally, I don't give a shit. You know, it is what it is. I'm at that stage of my life. It is what it is. I got myself into this mess. I can get myself out of this mess. Now, I should have really thought about my wife and how upset it will make her to get to this stage, but I was doing everything I could to provide my wife and kids, making sure they're safe, making sure the school fees were paid, making sure they got a roof over their head, food on the table, and support myself here. That was my main priorities. And as a result, I spent this year recovering. Lucky enough, my employer is a very good employer. They're working with me. They see me deteriorate, and then they see me, I'm back on the mends. You know, they've been very, very supportive, so I'm very lucky with who I work for. I'm not going to mention any names due to security reasons. As you can see, you won't see, but I'm a security guard, so I can't really declare where I am or what I do under the SIA Securities Act. So, all that's hush. But I never thought I'd be a security officer. But I went on the course, done the long 5 day course, not 4 days, 5 days, which I got to redo my license next year. As the government requests it, got to do my first aid, do a quick refresher on my current license, which I know I'll pass, so I'll do it every day now. And so I'm going to do an extra one CCTV, so I can go to the next stage, because we spend a lot of time with cameras and everything else, so that's the next stage for me. And my daughter's going to come and do the course with me and a few work colleagues, and so yeah, next year is looking bright. But if I can say all this to all the men and all the women in the world, we both give each other a lot of shit. Some take it too far than others, which is wrong. But never give up. Now, I've been through some shit in my time. A lot of shit in my time. And it's not been easy. My family abandoned me when I was 16. My granddad couldn't take care of me because my nan was really badly ill. And so I was thrown into foster care. So I didn't really have much of a family. At 16, my whole life was changed. So I'm not going to give complete detail of my life, but it's been like a roller coaster. It's the nicest way of saying it. But at the moment, I'm on cloud 9. I'm up there having the buzz with my wife. You know, no, we don't do drugs. I know what that saying means, you know, having a bit of weed and on cloud cuckoo on the high note, but we don't do drugs, so don't worry about it. But if you do take drugs and you want to use that saying, so be it. Me personally, weed, I know can be used for medical reasons, so I've got no issues with that. If you do heroin, cocaine, that's your business. But I won't judge you for it. We all do what we do within reasons. So, just don't give up. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Shit will happen every day. You can plan everything out, do whatever. But there's always guaranteed something will happen and it causes shit. And you've got to decide how you go through it to fix it. So don't give up. Look up, think positive. At the end of the day, you'll be the one smiling. Have a good evening. Take care.